So, sirs, welcome to the panel discussion. And it's going to be a series of questions that I will have to pose to you both. And you answer, you give us an answer because obviously we're here for a training and we have some questions, obviously. So, my first question will go to Mr. Tamon. I want to know, can you tell us more about the Madina Awah like this company?
Okay, so Madina Awah, which is one of our sponsors, is Parasita company in UAE that practically deals with new business setups. So they actually work with B2B, B2C, so business to business, business to consumers. And basically the main product which the main service they offer is helping people who want to establish new businesses in UAE. And when it comes to establishing new businesses, there are other services that come into play, such as maybe you want to get an investor visa, you want to get an employment visa. Yeah, so with that, those other services actually come to play. And of course, we only offer services in terms of issuing areas ID that's they are collaborating with the government to ensure that those services are made. So we actually work hand in hand with government. We get those people who need those services and we facilitate the process for them. So that's basically what Madina does.
Okay, thank you so much. And to you, Mr. Hillary, can you tell us about the constructions, which you can see the constructions we've been hearing about it? Can you enlighten us more about it?
Okay, thank you. Well, Hilotech construction, unlike any other construction company, I know from the name construction company, whenever hear construction, they like construction, building of buildings and all that, projects and stuff. Yeah, but that is not really the vision of Hilotech. The vision of Hilotech is to bring together professionals, very good professionals, equip them with skills that are really needed in the whole AEC industry, and through that we can see how we can make a change, at least in our own sector. When I say our own sector, I mean the AEC sector. We live in a continent or a country where there are a lot of things that are going wrong. Yes, and in construction, we always hear of projects failing, buildings collapsing, all those kind of stuff. So I think we should not only focus our minds on always having projects, fighting to only have projects, try to have as many as possible, but no, we should focus our mind on equipping ourselves with skills that if you have just one project, you execute it well and it stands the test of time. That is what really says. Yes, it is not, so that is the whole vision of Hilotech Construction, is bringing together professionals that are in the field, training them, and then of course, in turn, we work together for a better future in the whole AEC industry. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. A very interesting vision there. And we see with more companies that can take the African continent will be transforming the entire world in the architectural domain. So let's say, Mr. Tamon, how do you adjust your digital marketing strategies to fit different types of clients, like those starting new businesses or needing UAE visas? How do you go about that?
Okay, so basically at Madina Awah, we target two audiences. Like I mentioned, we have the B2B and the B2C. So B2B simply means we are working business to business, and B2C means from business to the consumers. So when it comes to our digital marketing strategies, when it comes to us maybe running campaigns, we make sure that we target businesses as well as we target individuals. So when it comes to businesses, you might have business owners who have difficulties trying to make sure that their documents are well prepared, they are well submitted to government. And of course, there are several businesses that when they kick off, they obviously want to ensure that their papers are complete. And you know, in UAE, you don't do with things like that. In as much as we don't have the regular checkups, you don't have the government coming to the door to check if you pay your taxes, but it's very, very important you do so because the fines which you're going to pay at the end is going to be so heavy. So we ensure that we run digital marketing campaigns, especially search engine marketing campaigns, because it plays a vital role when it comes to this organization. Then when it comes to B2C, we are targeting probably investors or people who come into UAE probably just to do investment, people who come to UAE to become freelancers, because we have a lot of people who have skills, they have tech skills, so rather than working for someone, they prefer to get their own visa and be able to get one or two clients. For example, digital marketing. If you're in UAE right now, you're a certified digital marketing expert, I'm not even advise you to be maybe seeking for a job. You should be thinking of how to get clients because when it comes to digital marketing, UAE is actually up. Right? It's one of among the first 5 countries in the world that has actually embraced digital marketing to a particular level. So we have 2 different strategies that we use for B2B. Probably we usually use leads sometimes, right, to get clients, because as professionals, when you're targeting professionals, they already understand that whenever they see ads and leads, they understand they have to make a few forms and all of that. Yeah, but when it comes to maybe B2C, like those who need visas and all of that, we try to avoid a scenario whereby you run an app and you get results and you're getting back to the client maybe after 3-4 hours or after a day. Because when it comes to lead generation campaigns, you have to get the leads. Probably you might be doing some other things with the day and you might get back to those leads. They probably next things like that. When people are searching for resources or searching for where to maybe make the visas and all of that, if you are not available at that moment, you actually switch. So we focus on running campaigns where we are driving traffic to maybe WhatsApp or direct call, whereby if you need our services immediately, we are actually going to deliver the service. So when it comes to the other program, which is new business setup, it's no problem. I'm always get to them later on, maybe through the lead generation.
Okay, thank you. And I equally want to know, do you work when you do campaigns for companies, B2B? Do you work with small scale businesses, medium, or the large scale businesses? Because I think everybody here wants to know your niche.
Basically, we work with all of them, right? As a new business, the services which we render to you is totally different from someone who has already established. For example, you might have established your business and you might be needing the services of maybe producing a ID for your staffs, things like that. You've actually done your recruitment process, but you don't know how to make sure that your staffs do have the necessary documents. Understand? So that one is totally different. This audience we have, right? New business setup, that's the largest audience we have. That's where we actually get most of our clients, because we have a lot of people who come to UAE every day to set up businesses. Remember, UAE is a tax-free country. You don't pay taxes in UAE. The tax you only pay, I think, is a value-added tax, which is just 5%. It's compared to what we pay here in Cameroon. So it's a tax-free zone where so many people prefer to come from the United States, from UK. They prefer to establish businesses in UAE rather than back home. So you notice that we mostly actually target new people who are coming in to establish businesses. So we focus more on the smaller business owners.
Okay, thank you. And to you, Mr. Hillary, it's true you're in the construction industry, but I will want to know, how has digital marketing impacted Hilotech Construction?
Well, when it comes to digital marketing, I can't really boast that I'm a pro, but I have a great deal of experience as far as working with the different systems, we call it systems, concerned, and was a great deal thanks to the Director Institute. they've been doing a very good job with everything that we've been doing as far as digital marketing has impacted the construction. I would say it's really a lot because in 100%, 99% of our clients, we get them through that. One of those days where people will spend a lot of their time on airport trying to do manual adverts and all those kind of things. That is not good, but there's very little that you can do with that. But if you learn to incorporate all these different techniques, which they've been going over, like from the session that we just been having, like the search engine marketing, search engine optimization, running ads on Google, all this kind of stuff, which is what we have been doing, and we do it a lot. You'll see that it is, it's kind of easier, to get in touch with people who actually really need your services. Now, of course, I'm also going to say I have a couple of students because I also do trade, but on the AEC side, that's architectural engineering and construction. And some of the students are here. If you ask them how they didn't get what they thought of me, I don't think anybody came to the office and no, everybody got in touch with me through ads, because we seriously run a lot of ads. We exploit all the platforms that are available that you can run ads there. Because the one thing you have to know is these different platforms, not everybody uses them. Somebody might decide to focus on social media and forget about Google. Somebody's on Google, does not really know social media and all that. So the whole idea is you have to know that there are people there that will need your service. You understand? And you see how you will get to them. So it's not like you go and you focus only on one part and you forget the other. Well, of course, it depends on your objective, but according to as far as the construction is concerned, we are looking at dealing with everybody as long as you are interested in what we have to offer. So yes, we get in touch or we target all these different platforms that are there, and we make sure we put in all the resources that are needed to run the ads, in order to get to the target consumers, be it clients, be it students, yes, and all that. So we get most of them online, and that has seriously impacted us, positively.
Okay, thank you. So can you tell us some of the challenges that you faced while carrying out your digital marketing campaigns, and how did you address that?
One of the main challenges which everyone has to understand as far as the digital marketing space is concerned, it sounds very good, it sounds very juicy, and stuff, but it has its own setbacks, just like everything. One of the setbacks can be like dealing with a lot of, how do they call them, scammers and so. Yes, all these people that you have there's just a lot that is going on online. Like maybe Google, the tutor was just talking of how you can run ads on Google. Not all ads really, not all stuff really lead you to good. Not everything that they advertise is actually what is there. You can go and click on something and you go and discover that they just want to get your information and maybe instead use it against you. When you get your credit card details and maybe, just hack your account. Like a very good example is in the course of us working on Facebook, I think about 2 years ago, we had a Facebook account that was more than 100,000 followers, I think, but it got hacked. Now, I don't know how that happens, because not only do I implement all these digital marketing techniques, but I also work with a lot of agents, even Facebook agents. So nobody is immune to stuff like that. So when that happened, we totally lost everything. At the time I was trash. Yeah, you know what that means. All the years of work, inputting all that, just like that. And it's gone. Yeah. So it has its pros and, setbacks and all that. So that was just one example, and that really did a very big blow to us. But as far as everything is concerned, there are always challenges and all that. You just have to see the way you keep on, moving forward as you overcome them and stuff. And thanks to some of the tips and guides that we got from the leader group, and we've been implementing them, I think that our security and all that is more advanced and more organized now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think one other thing which is very vital, which I think you maybe have omitted, is the fact that you can actually do the ads, campaigns, you get a lot of leads, you have an issue of converting the site. That is one of the major problems we have when it comes to running ads. For example, you might want to have, like, for example, you want the construction, they have a training coming out, you do an ad, you spend lots and lots of budget, and at the end of the day, maybe probably after an ad, you're having more than 500 people showing an interest, and at the end of the day, you don't even have also maybe 10 people who are actually interested, or maybe 5 clients which you successfully converted. So it's really a challenge, which we believe that with time, as time goes on, we'll be trying to see how to restructure the digital marketing strategies to ensure that we target the right audience. So we don't waste a lot of budget online or campaigns, whereby the campaigns will be shown to an audience which don't really what we want.
Okay, thank you. And I was asked, it's about its accounts being hacked 2 years back with over 100,000 followers.
Google Ads account or your social media platforms, whenever you create your account, it's very important you place the necessary security measures. Right. The first thing is that try to ensure your password is so uncomplicated for someone to get hold of it. The second is that you should set up what we call the two-factor authenticator, maybe SMS or Google, SMS, Google, or Gmail, whereby before someone signs your account, they need that verification code or an OTP to ensure that they ensure that you are the one who is actually getting to that account. Though with things like that, your account can still be hacked. No matter the security you put, you still need to be very careful. And a way which what I would advise is that whenever you're online, you're browsing, avoid clicking on unnecessary links. Very important. You should not see a link of 500 GB free. Click on this link to get 500 GB because you are so greedy. You click on it and they start asking your details because you have to fill in that information before you get access to that 500 GB. That's how your account is gone. And that's the reason why you notice that so many accounts on Facebook are being hacked. And whenever you're clicking a link, be it from Amazon, be it from Facebook, be it from Amazon, from eBay, make sure it is an authentic domain or the authentic website. If you look at some of those websites they send to you to have your account, you notice that it is something.facebook.com, alright, which means that I created a website that looks like Facebook. Yes. So you have to be sure that you have the right domain, and secondly, the website should be secure. Right? It should be secure. Whenever you're browsing, you check on the right side, you're going to see HTTP or HTTPS. That's the hypertext transfer protocol secure. You need to be very, very sure that it is secure. That even though that one, so many people can still do it, the website can still be secure, which is still a scam. But at least be sure that that website is secure before you start giving your data. And before sharing your data with any website, be 100% sure. And you should ensure that you actually trust that website before sharing your data. Because when they get all of that information, trust me, they can do whatever they can. And we're talking about scams and all of that here. UAE, it's terrible, right? It's terrible. It comes in different dimensions. We even have companies that they establish, that's their job. They have workers, that's their job. Yes, to get access to people's accounts, not only social media platforms, but bank accounts. Yes, so you have to be extremely careful. So that's just what I can say.
Thank you so much for the enlightening. So right now we know we have to be very careful with every detail, with every account we have. Mr. Hillary, not the last but the least, but I want to know, from now to 5 years, how do you see the Cameroon landscape in terms of planning? Because we see we have no architectural plan, each person constructs in his own way. So, you as a Helotech construction company, what will be your proposition in order for us to have a landscape where there is a good planning and you know?
Okay, thank you. If I'm understanding your question right, well, I think you see, in everything we do, there is the right way of doing it and the wrong way. There is no way in the middle. You're either doing it right or you're doing it wrong. Now, with knowledge like building information modeling, which we actually tutor the students on, by the way, we only train professionals, which means you must be an engineer. At least you have the knowledge of an engineer before you go into the training. You need that. And in order for us to avoid all these problems, that is why you see a system like BIM is existing. I'm just going to take a little bit of an example. You see, some clients, they think that if they have some money and they want to do a project, they contact an architect. That is not even up to 1% of what you actually need if you really want to do a successful project. And that's why we see projects keep failing. You see, people start projects without any sense of direction. They think they have money, but by the time they are just starting, they see everything is done. Oh, they even struggle, they pull it up, it collapses and all those. Those are the kind of things that retard progress, which I think is a problem that we're really facing here. So in order to address that, I think everybody has to be serious, and we try to weed off all these fake people that are just in the system, that they are really involved in some places of decision making of which they are not qualified to be there. You understand? Or take the case of engineers. You have a lot of engineers out there that are fake. They're serious, but they are in some decision making positions that are very critical. You understand? How do we weed this all out? You see, in a country like the US, you as an engineer, you cannot go in, or a construction firm, you can't go in and take a project. You have to come in with your crew. You defend that project in front of the council, you understand? Which makes you bring up all the strategies of everything that you are going to do from the conception, right up to the finish, and it has to be approved by everybody, including the building information modeling expert. Now, who is a BIM expert? A BIM expert is somebody who is able to understand what an architect, an engineer, and all these other professionals that they are involved in the construction process does, and is able to do it with 100% accuracy. You understand? Which means if you're a building information modeling expert, you are able to do the job of an architect, an engineer, all these other different professionals. You ask me, why is that important? It's very important because I've cited the idea of, you see, some clients will just go pick up an architectural plan, they go and start building their project. It is wrong because you don't really have any direction. Architects, they focus on beauty. As long as the design, the structure is looking very beautiful, the client looks at it, who will not love that? Oh, it's very beautiful. Go when you start building. And in the course of building now, or even when the building is done, you start facing problems. A building information modeling expert now is going to look at the project. He or she is not only seeing the project from the beauty perspective, he is seeing it from that perspective, seeing it from the structural perspective, seeing it cost-wise, seeing the time, seeing order. So if he is actually bringing out a project, it is a project that is physically executable. You understand? Yes. That's the kind of knowledge that we need. That's why you see, if you walk into a construction firm, like in the UK or in the US, you'll not find a lot of architects and engineers and surveyors and all that just clustered around, working. No. You will have just few people that are all knowledgeable enough to work as BIM experts, and they're working on this project. It is time, it is decision making. Because another problem that we face in this field is there's always this competition. Architects trying to say, oh no, what engineers are doing is wrong. The engineers trying to say, oh no, what the architects are doing is wrong. There's always this back and forth kind of thing. Maybe in the course of doing that, the client is just confused, all those kind of things, and they just take rash decisions without any sense of direction. That's why we see in all these countries that are developing, how do we think a country like China is able to build, the UAE, Dubai, they're able to put up all the structures in very little time. Just imagine if they were to design those structures, or an architect is supposed to design that structure, an engineer comes and works on the structure, all these other different people have to work on the structure independently. They are all coming with their own ideas. It takes a lot of time. Now, when the engineer works there, contradicts that, they have to go back to him, and all that, and that. So that's why you see, at first it took like 100 years to even put up a skyscraper, but now China even does it even in less than a year. Because most of these things, we have now experts that are able to handle them. So I think in order for us to progress, we have to look back at, first of all, our system of education. And it is one thing that I have noticed. You see, we have a lot of engineers that are from the grammar education. Now, those kind of engineers, not that they are bad, but the truth is, they are only good in the theory aspects. And that such an engineer can explain everything that can happen here from A to Z, but cannot do anything on site. You understand? Now, with the engineers that are coming from the technical background, they are very good in actually doing the work, but they cannot express themselves. You understand? So I think what we have to do is, we have to look for a way that we can merge these two systems of education. You understand? The grammar and the technical. There should be a limit of which we say, okay, now if you are a grammar student and you have attained this level, you have to switch to technical. We have engineers that have master's degrees, PhDs, and they don't even know how to set out a building or what a column or a beam even looks like on site. They don't know. But you see, those are the kind of people that the government will call up and give them projects for them to do what with it. You understand? It's a serious problem. But now, the technical students who are very knowledgeable to understand that they can't express themselves. Now, you as a professional, they should not focus more on if they want to give out or they send out a tender or a job application, they say you must have a master's degree or a PhD or you must have studied in this or that. Before, to be honest with you, all the certificates that engineers get, even from the university, they cannot help them in the field. And they know they cannot. We have even engineers that are even in the order. A majority of them, they don't even know anything that is happening in the field, but they're in the order. You understand? Yes, they are there. So the quicker, if we want to be serious, I always say this, if we want to be serious, we can be serious. Grammar education is not bad. Technical education is not bad, but there should be a level where we blend the two. You understand? Because if we keep allowing one to weigh or to go, and the other is going this other way, at the end of the day, we are always going to keep having these problems. So I think the education that a grammar student gets at the level of even the advanced level is more than enough for that student to switch to technical. Now, I'm not only saying this in the aspect of engineering or construction. I'm saying in all fields. You have accountants, managers, all these different people that they go to school, they have masters and all that. But you take them, you go with them into a company and put them in front of the system. They don't even know one software to work with, to manage. But they can put you all the accounting terms and everything from A to Z. Okay, but they put you in front of the system now. Okay, so this is the physical problem that we are having. Use all those terms now, using this software to, solve the problem. They sit there and they're staring at faces. You cannot blame them. It's because of the system of education. So the quicker we start doing this, the better. And we have to prioritize professionalism. A country is not being built out of theory, knowledge. Professionalism, that's why you see a country like China, you see children even from these elementary or primary schools, they are already involved in the physical activities of what is actually being needed by the world, not in theory. We have our children here, they will go and they'll be singing A to Z, 1 to 100, all those kind of things. They carry that same knowledge to the secondary school. They are teaching them how to, some kind of geography kind of stuff, grasshoppers, all those kind of things, and all that. You go to the high school, you say you are doing all that is theory. They are being trained like robots. You understand? They're being programmed just to believe that, no, everything is, but what the world actually needs, they're not being told that. You understand? So I think it's a serious issue that we really need to address. And if we are able to do that, we are seriously able to do that, then we are going to at least begin to solve the problem that we are seriously facing in this country, because we equip professionals with the skills that they actually really need, that the world actually really needs, that the job market actually really needs. You understand? Yes. And I think for a country to actually evolve, it's not going to be politicians or any other person that is actually making it. Is the entrepreneurs. Those are the people that build up the country. But we need to equip all these entrepreneurs with the right skills, in order to achieve it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hillary. That was very insightful. And from what I was able to get from you, the educational system has to be reworked on and more of the practical than the theories. Thank you so much. And lastly, to you, Mr. Tamon, obviously everybody's coming here. You are a tutor, you teach us in digital marketing, but we want to know, can you give an example of a successful digital marketing campaign you ran for a business setup or a US visa service, and why it worked well? Like, what were your strategies, and which example can you give us?
Okay, so basically, UAE, like I earlier mentioned, is a digital marketing hub. To run ads or create campaigns in such an environment becomes so difficult. You need to understand the audience very well and know where to actually target, know which objective or which type of campaign to use. Right. So when it comes to running ads for the various services that we offer, which was now offers, initially we started running only social media campaigns for all the services. You understand? We later noticed that from the campaigns which we did for social media, on social media platforms, we mostly got only people who are in need of the visas. And of course, it's obviously B2C, so basically only consumers usually get to us to know more on how to get freelance visa and stuff like that. So when we noticed that and looking at our analytics, trying to get reports after running our ads, we noticed that more of our audiences were coming from the campaigns which we did for the visa services, not the business setup, of which under normal circumstances we are supposed to get more clients from new business setup, because that's a major service we render. So from there we had to switch now to SEM or Google Ads, right? So we did Google Ads, we did a campaign. Initially we started with website traffic, tried to drive a lot of people to the website, and from our analytics we were able to see the number of people that visited the website, where they were coming from, the gender, and from there we were able to re-strategize and know which particular city to target when it comes to running search engine marketing campaigns. So after running that particular campaign, and we noticed that we have 2 cities in UAE that is really prominent, that you can actually get lots and lots of clients from there. One is the capital city, which is Abu Dhabi, and Dubai. These are the most, what I can say, cities that are really active when it comes to running ads. And after doing that, from the A/B testing we did, we actually noticed that we can actually focus more on these cities, and less of our budget can now be diverted to the 5 other cities. So search engine marketing has really been great. And with search engine marketing, you only spend when someone gets to you. Sometimes we focus more on the call-only campaign, whereby if you search for our services you're interested, you just have to click on the call button and you get to us directly. So we've actually bypassed that scenario where we have to be getting lead forms or sending to a website where you have to click on a particular event button to send us a live chat message or WhatsApp. So it has really been, so call-only campaign is really one of the strategies which we use, and it has been really.
Thank you so much. So now that we've spoken about the the digital marketing campaigns, we spoke about the construction. Can you give some advice to all the digital marketers who are here? It's true in Cameroon, as in the Cameroon sphere, digital marketing is still something new, something being introduced, and few people actually use it. But what can be your advice, or what do you think can be done so that digital marketing becomes a ground like that everybody can explore easily?
What I can say is that as far as Cameroon is concerned, when it comes to digital marketing, Cameroon is still a virgin land. Still a virgin land. In fact, not up to 5% of organizations in Cameroon have actually embraced digital marketing. Yeah, we have big organizations, top financial institutions, they call themselves the best in this year, microfinancial institutions, but then they don't have websites, they don't have social media handles. So they basically focus more on traditional marketing. And like I said before, it's actually coming in gradually. Right, it's actually coming in gradually. Last week, I met with the manager of Babpool. It's a friend of mine, so we just had a tete-a-tete discussion with respect to the conference. And when I mentioned the fact that it's been years, it's been ages, I've known this organization, I've known you, and again, there is no website, no social media, but what's happening? He had to create a plan which has been which has been given to him on the strategies they have to implement to ensure they get a good website, start running campaigns. And I'm very sure that it has been there for a very long time. All they have to do is to implement. And if you look at other companies, they actually have the same idea coming up. So with time, you're going to notice that so many companies, once they have embraced digital marketing, they will be needing these experts. And what I can tell the digital marketing students is you have to be patient. We have students who actually registered for the program. The third digital marketing is network marketing, or digital marketing is affiliate marketing, right? So when you register, you will notice that it's totally different. We're talking about spending, we're not talking about making income, right? And at the end of the day, believe that after 1 month, 2 months, they should start generating income. It's something that takes time. First and foremost, you have to build the skills which you have. Trust me, digital marketing is not accounting. Digital marketing is not economics where you go for an interview for a job and they just ask you a few questions, start working. Or human resource management where they ask you a few questions, start working. In UAE, when you come and you say you're a digital marketing expert, social media marketing expert, interview, all they will do is that's the same. See? Try to run a campaign, let's see what you can do. And the certificates only come after. Yeah, the certificates have helped you to come for the interview, right? Now, we want to see what you can do. And sometimes you will not even make it at the level of the interview because what they will ask you is, can you send us some of your projects? What have you worked on? If you work with a company, you actually mentioned in your CV that you work with this company. Can you send us some of the social media handles which you worked on? And trust me, you are done with school. You are not even trying to see how to help people improve on their businesses. Yeah, you can render your services for free at the beginning. Help companies to establish so you can build a very good portfolio for yourself. So when that time comes, they ask you, what can you offer? You have a whole lot of projects to present. And by that time, you see that it will be very easy for you. You will have learned a lot. You will have created this campaign because when it comes to digital marketing, trust me, if you learn today, like what we've done now, stay after 1 week. Ask you a single question. If you've not practiced, I've said a single question, you're going to forget. That's just the truth. We have students that completed from the Tamon Institute 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Just the word, what do you understand by search term? They don't know. They have forgotten completely because after the course, they thought I will just finish and I'm applying to get a job. Every company will want you to have experience. And it's not like accounting where you can only get an experience when you work with a company. All they want is for you to provide the projects you work on. Let's see your portfolio. When you look at your portfolio, they won't be asking you which company. And there are some companies, especially those companies that have digital marketing managers. You know, with digital marketing, you have different fields, right? You have different segments or different specialties. So if you are applying for a job where you have a digital marketing manager, that's where you run into trouble. Because they can use analytic skills, just put the link of the website, use analytic skills to see what you've been doing on the website. It's even for a company that does not have a digital marketer where you have to come and sell yourself or tell them what you worked on. And trust me, there is no company in UAE that will recruit you with zero skills, that you've not achieved anything. Because with digital marketing, you should at least help your friend. You have so many contacts. You see somebody advertising something on WhatsApp, every day he will get up with 100 pictures on his WhatsApp status, right? Thinking that that's where he'll get clients, whereby maybe he has just about 10 views, but he's posting every blessed day. You can advise that person, why don't you create a Facebook page? Why don't you optimize your Facebook page? Why don't you run campaigns? It's very cheap. This is the amount you will spend, and these are the number of people that will contact you to know more about your business. People will be very happy. They'll be very happy if you propose something to them like that. You create a page for them, you do an ad, you can now tell them, this is what you're just going to spend. I'm going to do it for free. I'll render my services for free, but you're going to spend this to run the campaigns. And social media platforms like Facebook is very cheap, very, very cheap. Yeah. We have digital marketers that don't even have credit card after they are done. How much is it to create an account with most financial institutions around? There are institutions that you have very little amount, you need very little amount to have an account to get that Visa card. See, it's very easy, but then when we are done, we sit on our laurels because we have that general mindset, whereby maybe you studied something like accounting and think that you can only build yourself when you open a company. So those are some of the challenges that we face, and we believe that a student can actually follow up that. I think they can really build a very good future as far as digital marketing is concerned.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tamon and Mr. Hillary. Please, ladies and gentlemen, can we put our hands together for my children for the wonderful demonstration of questions and for the enlightenment that they've brought throughout this little interview. So, my gentlemen, we've come to the end of this interview, but that's not the end for today because we still have a lot for you in our